Hello everyone, welcome back to another Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer battle. This is going to be the Vampire Counts, almost a coast, versus the faction of the High Elves. So this is obviously going to be a build that you should take in any tournament should you ever be in one. This army is going to be led by our main man on the drift wagon, Ghorst himself is making an appearance on the battlefield. He is being supported by 3 Cairn Wraiths. We have a front line of 6 Skeletal Warriors and his best friends, the 2 Banshees, 1 on each flank over here. And then in Vanguard deployment, we have his pups, the 2 Direwolf packs, and a group of Hex Wraiths. Now, against especially the High Elves, which you're probably going to run against the Sisters of Avalorn, and in fact, they are in this battle right over there, they do magic damage. So, taking any kind of Wraith unit against the High Elves is let's say it's dumb. But I like to be dumb sometimes, because, I don't know, we play games to have fun, not necessarily to, you know, be the OP strats. But I'm not saying this is not OP. This is clearly an OP strat. Bringing Ghorst on his chariots here is lovely, magnificent cart that has the... I forget what this thing even has. Right, this causes damage to combatants nearby. It's like a mortis engine in that regard. He can also summon. In case you don't know, you may have never seen Ghorst, because no one ever brings him, because they know he's so powerful. He can summon a Grave Guard, or he could summon a White King for the same amount of cost, I believe. It's either if you overcast it for the White King, or you just do a single cast for a group of Grave Guards, which I'm going to do neither in this, by the way. Anyway, that's my army. Ghorst, the main man. We were facing off against a princess on top of her noble steed, this dragon. There are going to be just 2 spearmen, 2 white lions, the Phoenix Guard, the Sisters of Avalorn backed up by a group of dragon princes, and 4 Lothern Sea Guard with shields? No, these are the unshielded versions. Okay, these are just the normal Sea Guards. So let's see how this goes. Did I mention I have blood dragons? Blood Knights? There we go. We have Blood Knights as well. We actually have a good unit in here against the High Elves. The Wraiths, especially when I noticed that they have the Sisters of Avalorn, I was like, oh, well, this is GG. Because one unit can take out the Cairn Wraiths, they can take out the Hex Wraiths, which honestly I don't think the enemy even knows about my Vanguard deployment quite yet. They're not really looking at the minimap, which is understandable. I mean, I don't do it all the time either. Anyway, we're going to be charging. Ghorst is going to be lagging a little bit behind because he has a speed of 23. His zombies are rather slow, but I'm just going to kind of leave him in the dust. He'll catch up when he can. And I'm just getting my Vanguard forces in deployment, or in position here. We need to take these out. These do the magical damage, and if I leave them be, they can snipe all of my Wraith units and just murder them within, I don't know, let's say 20 seconds probably. Probably, because the magic damage overcomes their high physical resistance, so you gotta really watch out for magical damage. Like right now, they're targeting my Banshee, and I'm doing the sick dodges here. It's gonna be serpentine, back and forth, back and forth. As soon as the enemy fires, okay, listen, in case you don't know, this also works for artillery. As soon as the enemy unit fires, for archers, artillery, whatever, as soon as they do, just immediately go the opposite direction, go backward, go forward, to go any other direction than the one that you're going, and they will miss you, as long as you're fast enough. The Banshees are pretty fast with a speed of 60. And then, again, that goes for artillery, unless it's a Hell Cannon. Hell Cannon, I think the AI will try its best to auto-track your new position, because that's just kind of the feature. It's a demon cannon that's like living bullets or something, I don't know. But I think that's one of the only, and maybe also the Goblin Doomdiver. Maybe that also tracks your shot after it's fired. But besides those 2 shots, I think those are the only ones that do. Everything else has already been predetermined where that's going to land. As soon as it's fired, the artillery, like, there's no real randomness to it. It knows where it's going to land. It's going to land either at or very near where your unit would be when that projectile makes its way to their location. So you can just easily, like, actually, I may want to do a video on this, but like Queen Bess, one of the scariest units of the Vampire Coast, if they only bring Queen Bess, all you have to do is, I'm sorry I'm getting into this right now, but I mean, I'm just thinking about it. It's just like mass select your army, which I can't do right now because it's a replay, and then just wait for them to fire. As soon as they fire, just like halt your army, especially if you're an aggressive army, you don't have any siege or anything, just move backwards. Let it travel a little bit, and then move forwards. And if your opponent continues to let it just auto-fire, you can expand the ammo of Queen Bess, and she will miss every single shot. Because as soon as that thing fires, you turn around your entire army. I don't care how slow they are. It's going to try and land in front of your army because your army is moving forward to the enemy position. But as soon as that thing fires, mass select your army because you don't know who it's shooting at, unless you do know who it's shooting at. And then just move backwards. Just stop them and move backwards for a little bit. And that's how you can basically cancel the effectiveness of Queen Bess. by the way, in this replay against Vampire Counts and the White Lions was talking about Queen Best. Anyway, sorry, I know I kind of rambled on, but if you don't know that, you can easily dodge arrows if you have a fast unit like I'm doing right here. Anyway, we're going to continue on. So I'm going to be dodging as soon as they fire. I'm like, bloop, and then bloop, and then bloop. Now, you could theoretically do this for a lot of these other units too. Like, we could stop the army as soon as they fire a salvo, and then like maybe they'll miss a little bit, but it's harder to do with masses of air. Anyway, we're going to get into these Sisters of Avalorn with the Banshee and with the Dire Wolves. Going to try to get into these Lothern Sea Guard. The Lothern Sea Guard have a bonus versus large, but Dire Wolves are a small target, so they don't. They're not actually affected by the bonus versus large that the Phoenix Guard have and these Lothern Sea Guard have. Meanwhile, our Can race, which don't have to worry about the magical ammunition anymore because the Sisters of Avalorn are handled in melee right now. Also, I'm sorry, I totally missed this. My bad. I'm going to reload this so you can at least see what happened to these poor Dragon Princes. So I got so caught up in talking about how you can dodge shots. Look at those dodge shots. Oh, it's so beautiful. Having them waste their ammo like that and you're just dodging back and forth, it's a beautiful thing, especially when you do it against artillery and they just don't stop firing at you. They think that they will somehow hit you and you're actively dodging. Anyway, so what happened to the Dragon Princes is that I'm going to do a frontal charge with some of our Blood Knights, and I'm going to try and sandwich them in between the Hex Race and these Blood Knights. I would have had Ghorst, you know, drop a heal or some kind of support spell over here, but he's taking his time to the battlefield. Listen, he does things on his own time. He's like a wizard. He's never early nor is late. But anyway, these things just get destroyed. Dragon Princes are pretty solid cav, as cav goes. Not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but when they're between Hex Race and Blood Knights, oh man. Yeah, you can see that they fell like almost instantly. Anyway, we're still trying to deal with the Sisters of Avalorn. My other Banshee I had for some reason way back here, but she's coming into the fight. She's going to be fighting against some Spearmen, and then I will eventually pull her over to this area of the map. I'm still trying to keep all of their Lothern Sea Guard focused on our Dire Wolves because this is their job. Their job is to try and keep all of these units busy on them and not focusing him. Listen, he doesn't. Yeah, I think he has like a. Let's just double check. I think it's a 15% missile resistance. Yes, he has a 15% missile resistance and very low hit point. Well, actually, it's not that bad. Decent armor, let's say. Anyway, if all of these Lothern Sea Guard were focusing on him, which they should be, he would die in a couple salvos if all four were doing that. So I'm doing my best to keep this enemy player just prioritizing the Dire Wolves instead of Helmut Ghorst, because he needs to make it to the front line. He'll get there eventually. Speaking about the front line, though, the White Lions are doing a pretty good job of holding us, but they are fighting against groups of Cairn Race, which are armor-piercing specialists, and they're kind of interspersed with a bunch of Skeletal Warriors, which are going to be taking a lot of the damage from the White Lions, while the Cairn Race are just kind of free to do their very high damage. Like 44 armor-piercing damage is no small thing. Anyway, since we cleaned up the Dragon Princes out here, I can now start doing some rear charges, so we're going to hit these White Lions, try and break them as fast as possible so that our units here can push forward and take over the job of taking out the archers, because the Dire Wolves, while they're amazing, they are starting to die. One group has already crumbled, and the other one is probably going to lose to this Lothern Sea Guard, so we need more reinforcements in their backline, again, to keep pressure off of our main man, Helmut Ghorst, who the enemy is actively ignoring right now. Like, they should have... When he was back here, they should have charged him with the Princess, because he's so slow that he can't escape, and I didn't really have any units nearby. But I don't think this opponent really respects Helmut Ghorst, and that's a problem. You should respect Helmut Ghorst. I'm going to drop a heal here on our Blood Knights. I think I missed the Hex Race. So I was a little rushed here because I noticed that the Sisters of Avalorn were coming back into position, and I can't let them shoot the Hex Race because they will die so quickly. So I had to kind of leave a little faster than I thought, and we have to keep them tied in melee, or else their magical damage is going to start wrecking my entire army, of which, like, the Cairn Race are holding up. They're fighting White Lions, but again, they have such a high physical resistance because they are Wraith units that they do not really care about the damage of the White Lions that much. So they are able to just kind of punch it through. It takes a little while because their melee attack is very low, but they will eventually win against White Lions as long as no one like Sisters of Avalorn are hitting them. Meanwhile, our Blood Knights are still focusing on the Princess, and oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Helmut Ghorst is almost getting into melee with the Princess on a dragon. That's right. He's almost there. Meanwhile, we're trying to still deal with the White Lions, the Lothern Sea Guard. So I'm going to be sending skeleton units after them, chasing them off the battlefield. So I'm like, yeah, that's right. We got to hit in. And now we're going to turn away because we did what we wanted to do. We came up here. We smacked her in the face with a zombie claw. And now we're just going to be like, now look at our butt as we go. We're just going to leave now. We're done with you. The Blood Knights, I keep calling them Blood Dragons. The Blood Knights have done a really good job at tearing this Princess on the dragon down. They've done a really, really good job there. Meanwhile, again, this unit is just going to be chasing this Lawman Sea Guard out to infinity and beyond. Over here, our Hex Wraiths are slowly crumbling in melee to the Sisters of Avalorn just because of the damage they have dealt. But I think I'm going to be sending like a Cairn Wraith, or send maybe the Blood Knights. Yeah, the Blood Knights maybe are going over there. And we're going to, again, try and keep them tied into melee. The Hex Wraiths are now dead. Sending a Banshee over there. There's my second Banshee finally pulling through the Spearmen because she is not needed over here. This second Banshee, I should have both Banshees on the dragon as soon as she landed. Like, but this is a silly match, so I wasn't really, let's say I wasn't giving it my all. Obviously. But ideally, you have both Banshees waiting for their hero or their lord to land so you can pounce them because they do really solid damage and they have a decent amount of melee attack as well. So right now, the Princess is just kind of flying up there. We are still wrapping up their front line. Their white lines, for the most part, are dead. The Phoenix Guard have been fighting against two groups of Cairn Wraiths and the Skeletal Warriors, so you can see how the toll that it is taken on them. Phoenix Guard are very good, but two groups of Cairn Wraiths with their very high armor-piercing damage, you can see they will tear down the Phoenix Guard as long as they are as long as you're not getting shot in the back by a bunch of magical arrows, which is why it was so important to shut down the Sisters of Avalorn. So right now you can see we're just kind of shadowing the Princess, waiting for her to make her move and land and, start doing some stuff in the battle. She can shoot a bow up there, which is what she's been doing. She's at, half of her ammo left right now. Sending a group of Cairn Wraiths into the Lawman Sea Guard because it's the only real big group of Lawman Sea Guard remaining. I was sending Helm and Ghorst, but now seeing that the Princess has landed, I'm like, oh, well, clearly Ghorst has got to do his drifting, so he's going to drift right here. It's hard to see. It's a really small drift because he's going so fast. He's going to drift around, and then he's going to go back and try and finish off the dragon princess lady here, because he is a pretty good duelist with some solid stats of 30 melee attack and 44 melee defense. That's not bad. And at 340 weapon strength, I mean, this dude, he's basically Archaon in melee, but except for a horse, he's on a chariot. Let me see. Yeah, Skeletal Warriors are chasing out that Lawman Sea Guard. We got the Cairn Wraiths on these Lawman Sea Guard. And in here, we still got two additional Cairn Wraiths, and we have the double Banshees and the remaining of our Blood Knights on the Princess. We have Curse of Years dropped, and so she is going to be falling soon. But Helm and Ghorst is going to try and get the final hit. He is coming in. He's standing there looking impressive. And there she goes. She is running in fear. And that is going to be a victory for Helman Ghorst and his vampire counts. It's a good game to Emilios. Helman Ghorst got 8 kills in that fight, which is the best, I'm not even joking, is the best I've ever done with Ghorst in any multiplayer battle. He is always sniped before he actually reaches the front lines whenever I brought him. And I think I've brought him like twice in multiplayer battles, maybe. And that was a long time ago. But anyway, 8 kills on Helman Ghorst, MVP. The Blood Knights with their best buds, the Hex Wraiths, just disintegrated those Dragon Princes so very fast. Those poor princes were just... Oh, it was a Dragon Prince sandwich. They did not survive too long. And we were lucky to be able to shut down the Sisters of Avalorn throughout most of that match. So they were only able to really do a lot of damage to our Hex Wraiths, but the Cairn Wraiths were just free to destroy the White Lions and the Phoenix Guard, which got a lot of kills, but like most of those kills are on our Skeletal Warriors. And that's what the Warriors are there for. They are there to die and pin units in place while the Cairn Wraiths were actually doing the job. And we got one decent charge there with the Blood Knights in the back of the White Lions, probably this group because they have the lowest kills. And yeah, a rear charge from a Blood Knight into almost any unit is going to be devastating. So if you can, I would recommend trying it. And then, of course, the Dire Wolves. Wolves always do really well. The Banshees, they did some damage. They weren't bad. They hit the Princess a couple times, which is, neat. Anyway, let's go watch a cinematic view of the Drift King, Helman Ghorst. He is so fast. So fast. He chooses to be slow sometimes, but let me tell you, Ghorst on Chariot is very, very fast. We don't really get to see these guys up close that often. They're not really ever brought. It's just like a lot of races have easy access to magical damage, so it's always a risk. But if they're not expecting it and they don't bring the magical damage required, like these babies, they purr. Because now they're kittens, I guess. I don't know. They're undead kittens with size. These are still one of the coolest looking units in the game. I love the look of these people. Oh, they're so cool. They got the runes on their blades. Oh, anyway. Sisters are firing. Oh, right, I forgot they have, like, magical... They're not even, like... Are they even real? They're just magic bows. They're literally just made of... That's so cool. I hate them, though, so much. I wish the High Elves did not get those. Like, they didn't need them. The High Elves were already very strong, and then they gave them these Sisters of Athlord. It's like, what are you doing? And then here come their best buds! Dragon Princes also look very cool. A lot of the High Elves look really cool. But yeah, they had no support out here. They did not have a good time. Meanwhile, he's coming. Look at that, he's casting spells. Probably a Curse of Years or an Invocation, I'm not sure which. Oh, she didn't actually shoot him. I missed that. He's coming, though. There's the invocation. Look at them fly! Oh god, they're charged. A lot of cool looking, like the Blood Knights look really awesome. Dragon looks cool. Meanwhile, he's coming. He's on his way. He's almost there. Ooh. Magic damage. The worst enemy. Luckily, they don't do magic damage in melee. Yeah. Their melee is not in magic. Just their range. Meanwhile, he's almost there! He's almost there! He's there! I don't even know what his attack animation is. Oh. The two front zombies attack. Okay. I guess they deal 340 damage by themselves. And he doesn't even need this. He got his hits in. Wait a minute. How have I never noticed this before? Do the High Elves actually have a throne on a dragon? Oh my god. How have I never noticed this before? That is so High Elf. They just strap a damn throne on your back. You poor dragon having to carry that giant throne. God. Fairly well, X-Rays. You did good. It's a good thing these don't do magic damage, or else this would be really bad. Yeah, like I really like their animations. I think they show these animations maybe with the Blackguards of Nagaron. I think. Look really cool though. So right here, I was actually trying to move my Karen race because I thought they were going to breathe fire on us. That's what I thought that they were going to be doing. That's why I started moving them away. And here come the Blood Knights. I was targeting the dragon, but yeah, sure, we'll finish off these Phoenix Guard on the way. And where's Ghorst? There he is. He's there. Yep. Yep. He made his point. That's gonna do it, everybody. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Take care.